Meeting called to order. Today is Tuesday, November 5th. It is now 7 p.m. Town Council meeting, Town Council Chambers, 1170 Main Street. John, will you lead us in prayers?
Let's bow our heads, please. Heavenly Father, we ask that you are present at this meeting. Bless this body with your divine spirit. Remind us to be mindful and thoughtful in our actions. We ask that you guide our decisions as the choices we make can have great effect. And finally, we ask that you bless the great town of West Warwick and all of our many citizens. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Cheers in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, I gave a letter to the council. I'm going to go over it now, and I'll probably go over behaviors from the audience every meeting from here on out. I received a letter based upon last council meeting, and I just want to go over if there's vulgarity or anything, if you're talking amongst each other in the crowd, keep it low, and also please refrain from using vulgarity. We had a complaint, written complaint about the last row in the back from the last meeting. None of those individuals are here tonight, but again, vulgarity was used, and it was out of control, and there was children and families in the audience that numerous people have complained about it. So let's, keep it respectful out there for the people around you. Thank you.
Councilman Licciardi?
Here.
Councilman Messier?
Here.
Councilwoman Williamson? Here. Council Vice President D'Amico?
Here.
Council President Goslin?
Here.
There is a quorum. Discussion, action, vote of town council. Should I read?
Yes, go ahead.
Any matter of this portion of the agenda may be acted upon by the town council by way of topic discussion and action by the town council with a vote on the record to approve, deny, or table the agenda item. Ordinance 1, Ordinance 2019-9, second reading, previously tabled, sponsored by Council President Goslin, an ordinance amending Chapter 10 licenses and business regulations, Chapter 14 donation collection recycling bins of the Code of Ordinances of the Town of West Warwick.
Move the ordinance.
Actually, I need a motion to take it off.
Motion to take it off the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, you should move
Make a motion to move the ordinance.
Second.
it. Al?
They have second passage. The primary goal in that was to tighten it up, that we made the property owners equally liable with the contractors. That's the main thrust of that.
Any questions for Al on this?
I have a question, and please guide me if it's off topic, but I'm going with the topic of recycling bins. Did we ever get anyone to give us a list of all the recycling bins
Yes.
that are in? Okay,
We have that.
okay.
Could we get that sent to the council? I
One-
don't think we ever did.
Well, when I last met with Ernie and Nicole, the goal was that once the council passed this, then I was gonna sit down with Paula and prepare a notice. We're gonna, basically start from scratch
Okay.
and give everybody notice about getting the permits and what have you. And I will just tell Paula to make sure the council gets a list of all of the vendors, but we have that.
And FYI, there's the ones on Legris and Revere are all gone. There's no. I'm just letting you know. We put the list together.
All right.
All right.
Any other comment?
Nicole stays pretty much on top of that.
Okay.
Any public comment on this matter? Hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Mary Beth?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Resolution acknowledging and authorizing the proposed T-Mobile equipment modification on the existing cell tower located at 100 Factory Street, previously tabled.
Move to take it off the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Discussion? Put this on the agenda. Chief?
This was a request from American Tower to make the improvements for T-Mobile of their infrastructure on the tower. It's not adding any height to the tower, it's just the infrastructure that's there.
It's not affecting the lease or anything?
It does not affect the lease.
Any other comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Minutes of the previous meeting, resolved that the minutes of the October 1st, 2019 town council meeting are hereby accepted.
Would you take it off the table?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Move the minutes of the previous meeting?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's actually the minutes of October 1st.
October 1.
Yes.
Oh, October 1st.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Consent agendas, license applications previously tabled, resolved that the consent agenda having been posted, all matters being referred to proper departments and being disposed of or awaiting recommendation, the same is hereby approved.
Move to take it off the table?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. I need somebody to just move the license.
Yeah, move the license application.
Second.
Move in second, any discussion?
Yes, we're on A, correct?
Are we on?
Yep, license
Okay,
application. Yep.
as it comes down to item number 4, are we talking about everything on number 4?
Everything in, excuse me.
There is
everything
an,
in 4.
there is an error,
Are we,
We're not voting on, we're voting on everything, just,
Right.
these are all the licenses.
okay, I'm gonna recuse myself. I thought it was in two separate parts.
Thank you.
there is an error. If you go down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th name up from number 5, from the number 5 correspondence,
Paragon?
Paragon?
it's Paradigm, Paradigm Tattoo Company.
Can't take no action on them tonight. Correct?
Right.
So we'll take no action on Paradigm, make sure it's spelled properly.
So if you're gonna pass these, you're gonna move to pass them all with the exception of,
Yeah, I just wanna see what their application looks like. I just wanna make sure it's spelled right on the application, Jay. Just so many applications here.
on the list, it's also spelled Paradigon, 2017-51.
All right, so we have to take off Paragon Small Business and Paragon Tattoo, put it on the next agenda as proper spelling. So,
So I'll make a motion to approve all other than Paragon Small Business and Paragon Tattoo.
Well, Paragon Small Business is a different,
Well, but didn't you just say that was
I'm
wrong?
sorry, I thought they were both the same.
no, Paragon,
Oh, okay.
it's totally different.
Okay.
All right, so just Paragon Tattoo.
We'll try it once more. We'll
Make
make a motion
to Paragon Tattoo.
to
All but
approve
Paragon.
all but Paragon Tattoo Company.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Paradigm here. We'll just, Mary Ann, if we can just reach out to them tomorrow, let them know there was a spelling error, and we have to put it on the next agenda.
Correspondence previously tabled. Resolved that the consent agenda having been posted, all matters being referred to proper departments and being disposed or awaiting recommendation, the same is hereby approved.
Move to take it off the table?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move the correspondence?
Have a
Second.
Again, we got a thank you card from Bert Mollahan. He did fall, broke his hip. He's our town sergeant. He hasn't been here for a little while, but we wish him a speedy recovery. And the letter from the Rhode Island Homeless Bill of Rights Defense Committee. That's in the agenda, so if you want to make sure you read that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resignations previously tabled. Resignations from the Board of Directors for West Bay Community Action Incorporated. Resolved that the Town Council hereby acknowledges the resignation from Manny Murray of the Directors for West Bay Community Action Incorporated for the Town of West Warwick.
Make a motion to take it off the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resignation
Wait,
from,
wait.
That is with regret, obviously.
Actually, that was just take it off the table, now
Yeah.
we need to move
Oh,
the name.
okay.
Somebody want to move the name
Move the name
of
of
the resignation?
Yeah, I'll move the resignation of Manny Murray.
Second.
Moving second, and again, I got this news, Ernie and I received this news from the West Bay Community Action Group. It's a big loss for the town of West Warwick and for that group. And this is something that we definitely need to interview and get somebody very reliable and be able to work with that group. So we as a council need to start soliciting, and maybe Manny can help us recommend somebody for this. Manny knows what needs to be done, what being on this board means, so maybe we can sit down with him and go through
Hopefully you
everything.
can help that process along.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's more than willing to, but things have changed in his life and he had to resign. Again, I will send him a thank you letter, Mary Ann, and just let him know, for his years of service and representing West Warwick on that board. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
resignation from the pension boards. Resolved that the Town Council hereby acknowledges the resignation from Dave Lemoy of the pension board for the Town of West Warwick.
Move to take it off the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Now we need to
We'll
move.
move the name of David Lemoy's resignation from the pension board.
Second.
Again, I've worked with Dave, sometimes we didn't see eye to eye up here as a pension board member, nor should we. But he definitely represented the pension board with best interest. It's gonna be a big loss on the pension board. Very young, very active, and was very involved. He's obviously got other things going on. I know he's pursuing further education, so he had to resign from the board. With regret, I had a phone conversation with him. I wish he could have stayed on because he was definitely a voice of reason on that board. With that being said, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Appointment for the West Warwick Housing Authority, previously tabled. Resolved that the Town Council hereby appoints the following individual to serve as a member of the West Warwick Housing Authority Board for the Town of West Warwick with a term to expire 11/20/24.
Make a motion to take the appointment off the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I just need somebody to move.
Move the name.
Name of Joan Card.
Second.
Moved and seconded. I got a name of Joan Card. I think Jay and I have had some chances to work with Joan over the past few years. They do wonderful dinners there on a monthly basis on both buildings. They invite, I know I've been invited to a few of them. She continues to work hard on not just that board, but other boards at the two buildings, Clyde Towers and Robert Street, so.
She's served quite a while, right?
She's been on now, I think, about 8 years. Yeah, somewhere around there. That being said, any other comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Congratulations, Joan, I don't see her here, but
Previously tabled, appointment to the West Warwick Arctic Redevelopment Commission Board with a term to expire 10/20/24. Resolved that the Town Council hereby appoints the following individual to serve as a member of the West Warwick Arctic Development Commission Board for the Town of West Warwick.
Make a motion to take the appointment off the table.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
I'll move the name of John Lancelota.
Second.
I agree.
You guys,
Yeah, he's just, by his involvement in the J.C.'s for, I don't know how many years. He's been a staple in the community and just works hard for West Warwick, very proud of West Warwick. And I think he would be an excellent person.
Yep, and I think we've convinced him to stay a few times, and he has, so.
Yeah. Very dedicated. Seems to attend everything.
Any other comment from the council? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. John Jack Lancelota, I don't see you here, but congratulations.
Ordinance number 2019-12, I don't see this is previously tabled, sponsored by Councilman Licciardi, an ordinance amending Appendix C traffic ordinances of the town of West Warwick.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion?
Yes,
Yeah.
Al?
I would ask that the first item, the do not enter sign at Junior Street, be removed at this time. The chief just came up, and I think there may be an error in that. So I would ask that that not be acted on.
Okay, the first one, the Junior Street, do not
Yes.
enter sign, okay. So, you're looking to remove that one from this?
Yes.
Table it, or just?
Remove it, let me come back with it.
You can have a standalone.
Hmm?
You could have a standalone for
All right,
that.
so we can
Yeah.
approve, well, we can go through this and we can
Okay.
approve all but Junior Street and East Main.
Okay, all right.
I have a question.
Jay?
I know, I spoke with Mary Ann earlier today, I want to just clarify. The bottom three they seem duplicated.
They are.
Yeah.
So they're listed twice. Carlson Circle at Lee Street, Nottingham Drive at Maid Marian, and Wakefield Street at Main Street are listed twice on the agenda.
Is this with that, is this a computer error, a Granicus error?
Yes. We're looking into it now. We're trying to make some changes now, but nothing will happen tomorrow. But yes,
So
it
it's,
formats it differently than what we send to Granicus.
okay.
There's not much we can do. We work with
I
them
didn't
every
notice
single
that.
meeting.
I know when I came in last week,
Do
there
we-
was
do
a
we
lot of
have-
challenges in the clerk's office
Do we-
based, based on the
Hold
system.
Hold on.
Right.
Based on the system, and it's just, I spoke with Ernie, and it just seems to be that it's getting very time-consuming and becoming a waste of valuable time in the office, so
Definitely.
I hope we're looking into a different
We are.
system.
I'm not sure it's completely a Granicus because the Secretary of State has it duplicated as well. So,
Well, that also comes from Granicus. Everything comes from Granicus, whether,
Sorry, but Granicus is not on the agenda this evening, so the council cannot discuss it.
But it is duplicated.
As far as voting
Yes.
goes, should we do,
My suggestion would be is to void out, there are 12 separate items. Solicitor DeFiore has requested that number 1 be omitted, and I would suggest that items 11 and 12 on the next
10,
page,
10, 11, and 12.
10, 11, 12.
sorry, 10, 11, and 12 be omitted as being duplicated.
I'm gonna make a motion to omit 1, 10, 11, and 12 from the following ordinances.
I'll say.
Ken's not a duplicate.
Carlson Circle.
Carlson Circle
Did you second
and
that?
Lee Street is on twice.
Yep.
So we're voting on,
We're omitting
Mr.
the,
Solicitor, we're voting on the first one will be Oak Street at Clyde?
You're going to vote on Oak Street and Clyde through Wakefield Street at Main Street.
Okay. Individually or altogether?
No, you can bundle those together.
Any public comment? This is an ordinance, first reading. Hearing none, take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Jason?
yes.
Mary Beth?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
18. Oh,
Ordinance 2019-13.
ordinance number 2019-13, first reading, an ordinance amending chapter 11, motor vehicles and traffic, section 34, routes where trucks are prohibited in appendix C of the code of ordinances of the town of West Warwick.
I'll move the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Al?
This was requested by Councilman Licciardi. It went before the traffic committee, and they approved it.
Any public?
A little bit of background, just to make sure that people understand when these are brought forward and they're put on the agenda, it's not without research. It's not like you want to put another sign up somewhere. So it takes a little bit of time. I spend a lot of time going to these areas. I talk with some of the neighbors. It's actually come from the neighborhood people. There's a lot of commercial trucking over some time. It's increased using Cochrane to go to Jake's, to go down to Lockwood and cut through the neighborhood. So you can see it on the streets, so.
The traffic committee studied and was in agreement with that.
Okay, any other comment? Hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Mary Beth?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Ordinance 2019-14, first reading, previously tabled, sponsored by Council President Goslin, an ordinance amending Section 9-4 variances and 10-5 special use permits of the West Warwick zoning code of the Code of Ordinances of the Town of West Warwick.
Make a motion to move the ordinance off the table?
Yeah, you said off the table.
Yep.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move the ordinance.
Make a motion to move the ordinance?
Second.
Discussion, Al?
What has happened here was when I came on as legal counsel, planning board used to hear most of the matters that was then going to the zoning board and giving recommendations. So at that point in time, every applicant had to submit 1.5 tons of copies. And it was a totally useless prospect because the planning board had no say. We'd have to put the applicant through the whole process, spend the time of the staff and everybody else. So I did research and we eliminated the planning board from automatic hearings. The zoning board has a right, if the matter is such that they want planning board opinion, to send it to the planning board. But if the zoning board feels they don't need it for a variance or special use, there's no sense in having all of this extra hearing, time and money. Well, the numbers of copies got changed, and then different people wanted copies. So over the years, the number of copies that have been submitted have fluctuated. I met with Paula, I met with Mark, and I met with Pam, and we decided that 12 copies was the proper number. That it takes care of the zoning board, takes care of me, the building official. That's what we need, plus an extra. And that will now just go into the ordinance, that when you're submitting an application to the zoning board, you need 12 copies instead of asking them for 28.
Any other questions for Al? Any public comment on this ordinance? Hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Mary Beth?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you.
Let's see.
12 and 13, we're gonna take no action. That'll be on the December 3rd meeting, so if you're here for the LaCroix properties, which would be the old West Valley Inn, that matter will be, no action tonight, it'll be on December 3rd.
We don't, no table? No.
No table,
Okay.
just no action.
Okay.
So, resolution approving the street abandonment portion of Giorgio Street in accordance with Rhode Island general law.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Again, this has to do with 12 and 13, and I think some residents were here on this matter, so I think we should actually postpone this also to the 13th in case there's any, because we did, all the residents who were here decided that this wasn't gonna be heard tonight, so they had left, so.
The table, I would just take no
Just
action?
take no action on
Okay.
this one also.
Minutes of the previous meeting, resolved that the minutes from the October 22nd, 2019 Town Council meeting and October 22nd, 2019 executive session are hereby approved.
I'll move the minutes?
Second.
Moved and second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Also, Marion, and I know Paul is here, just going back to 12, 13, and 14, if we could put that at the very beginning of next agenda, the December 3rd agenda, so we can get that matter taken care of. Thank you.
Town Council acting as a liquor commission, resolved that the attached alcoholic beverage license renewal having been advertised in accordance with law for hearing on this date, no remonstrant or objectors present, the same is hereby approved, subject to all inspections being completed, Health Department approval, all taxes being paid, and a letter of good standing being received.
Accuse myself.
Do I have a motion to move?
Well, are we gonna do the whole list?
There's
Because
a whole list, and we can
I need
discuss.
to recuse myself from the Four West Clubhouse, which is a Class B victualler license.
Which one is that one?
It's,
Class B.
Page,
Class B
page,
victualler.
page 2 on the Class B victualler, 4 West Clubhouse. And Mr. President, may I speak briefly on the Class T.
Before we do that, I need somebody to move and second the liquor license.
I'll move. I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Now you can speak on that.
Thank you. We received notice last week regarding the Arctic Playhouse, not only for the existing Class T license, but also a potential additional Class T license. The manager forwarded to my attention his thoughts along with Solicitor Di Fiore's as it relates to the Class T license being an appropriate state license, but our ordinances don't really direct a Class T. So the question for the council would be, is either to approve this with the tentative explanation from the Department of Business Regulation Liquor Commissioner that the town can obviously authorize and approve a Class T license, even though there's no specific ordinance at the local level.
Didn't we already approve one?
It was
No,
approved,
so
it was,
They already have a location.
but it was
already
approved,
approved
it was,
once. Doesn't that set a precedence?
but it wasn't approved the appropriate way, and that's one of the issues. We don't want to compound the error. So if there's a more appropriate way to address a Class T, it'll be addressed in the future. That's not going to take any business away from the Arctic Playhouse. I just want the council to understand that they can either table this matter, or they can approve it with the condition that there is not going to be any objection from DVR through its liquor commission, which I don't believe there is going. But again, the manager did that bring to my
And
attention.
how long does that process take?
Probably take a phone call tomorrow.
Okay,
But the Class T license will still be in effect, and at the Arctic Playhouse will not miss any days of business because of it. But again, you can approve it tonight without the condition also.
well, how can we, if we don't have that?
Well, because normally,
I wouldn't
if
be
there's no
comfortable with that.
prohibition at the local level, you would follow what the state says. And the
State
state law,
supersedes.
state's law is gonna supersede the locality, but the only thing I was concerned about was all the other conditions usually put upon a liquor license, proximity to a school, proximity to a church, et cetera. I just wanted to make sure that this Class T and the prospective Class T wasn't gonna cause any problems for either the applicant or the town.
So just for clarification, I know we have Class D, Class T, and then there's also another, just beer and wine, Class, is it BV?
Limited DVIC.
T is specific.
Class T is for legitimate theater
So
license.
theater only, and what does that include? Beer and wine, correct?
Yes,
And same thing, they need some sort of finger food or whatever it is?
yes.
I mean,
But again, the way it was provided in the first instance may not have been correct procedurally. We just want to make sure that gets taken care of, because in the event other petitioners come in for a Class T all over the town, we want to make sure we're doing it the right way.
So if we were to take no action right now,
Right.
it could be on the agenda for our next meeting,
Oh, absolutely.
and that'll be before the December one, we won't have any issues.
I don't believe so.
Who else would come in for a Class T, though? It's a
Anyone
theater
that-
license.
anyone-
They're actually
anyone-
coming in, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to cut you off. They're actually coming in for their new location, so,
Right.
and they'll still be operating on two locations temporarily. So they'll be coming back in, and we want to make sure that, yes, we want to say grandfathered, because that's been there for 2-3 years. But now if they come in for the new place, it's not open and it's not correct, we need to make sure it's correct, and what the state requirements are. And that's the only concern. I agree, this won't affect you, because December 1st, your license is that's the end of your license.
For the current.
So we have another council meeting,
Right.
third week, so
Yeah.
if we can get that all squared away,
Yep.
you have a problem with us postponing it until the next meeting?
Well, we're concerned about the new space as well, and.
Once we get that squared away, we'll have all those answers for you, so we'll be able to,
But will that take it another month as well?
no, we'll know by next meeting.
Okay. And also, as far as the beer and wine.
If you just want to come out, I'm sorry, I gotta have you come up to the
Sure, I'm sorry.
microphone. Just state your name and.
Sorry, sure, absolutely. Jim Belanger from the Arctic Playhouse. A question regarding the beer and wine that you said for the Class T. We weren't aware that that was the Class T stipulation, that it was a regular license.
All this, the statute says, A, you have to have a legitimate theater.
Correct.
And again, there's no real definition of legitimate.
And then you're able to serve an hour before and an hour after.
Right,
and-
but a Class T license authorizes entertainment only in conformity with the ordinances of the city or town where the facility is located on the licensed premises. But as far as the purposes of what can be served,
It didn't specify in there that I
I
could see.
believe you're under, but we can confirm this, a B victualling.
No, be limited.
Be limited,
Be
sorry,
limited, yeah.
sorry. So he can serve beer, wine, and mixed drinks.
No, just beer wine.
Just beer, all right,
All the more reason to.
we'll confirm
to
all
take
that.
it off tonight.
Okay. Am I good?
Thank you. Sorry about the confusion.
No, sorry.
So we have,
So two that have to come off,
so
well,
we'll vote on 4 West as a group now. You're recusing yourself.
I am.
So I'll make a motion to pass 4 West. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Aye.
And then I just need somebody to make a motion for the rest, excluding,
4 West.
No,
No,
I'll make a motion now to
Excluding
approve
the
the
Arctic
rest,
Playhouse.
Arctic
excluding the
Playhouse.
Class T Arctic Playhouse license.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll have you back on the next agenda.
What is it, number what?
Question is that,
No,
We ju, come on up, we'll stick on this agenda item before.
sorry.
I'll take another vote.
Sorry, I didn't want to. Hi, Lloyd Felix from the Attic Playhouse. I'm just a little confused because we have a legitimate T license now, well, a T license, not a BV license.
right.
So in a T license, it is, there is no stipulation on what alcohol, it's not limited to beer and wine.
We're gonna get
We,
clarification.
we
Okay.
need clarification on that,
Okay.
so, yes.
So, but I just didn't understand why we would just said that it was a beer and wine license only.
I think there's some confusion.
Okay.
And that's why we want to take it off,
Okay.
discuss it, and when we come back in 2 weeks, we'll have an
Excellent.
answer. Hopefully,
Thank
well
you.
before
Sorry.
that. Thank you.
All right, after that comment, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Town council acting as town council. Any matter on this portion of the agenda may be acted upon by the town council by way of topic discussion and action by the town council with a vote on the record to approve, deny, or table the agenda item. Consent agenda, license applications. Resolved that the consent agenda, having been posted, all matters being referred to proper departments and being disposed or awaiting recommendation, the same is hereby approved.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? Any public discussion on licenses? Hearing none, are you recusing yourself again? Councilman Messer? Yes. I didn't hear you. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. I'm not gonna read over the 120 odd licenses, but if you're here for a license tonight and you're on the agenda, you've been approved.
Correspondence, consent agenda correspondence, resolved that the consent agenda having been posted, all matters being referred to proper departments and being disposed or awaiting recommendation, the same is hereby approved.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Cancellation of taxes, tax assessor, a resolution for the following cancellation of taxes from tax roll title 44-7-14 for the following 2019 motor vehicle in the amount of $425.91, 2019 real estate in the amount of $27,936.55, 2019 tangible in the amount of $110.28, report total $28,472.75.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I would just ask, is this, of the solicitor, is this enough information, not giving names, not giving?
Again, the attached documents have the names, so I believe that the motor vehicle regarding the cancellation of taxes, motor vehicle, real estate, and tangible tax should have enough specific information and the dollar amounts.
The attachment is not on the Secretary of State's website.
We
Well,
don't do attachments on the secretary's.
That's correct.
so
We had
again,
that discussion last night.
again, out of an abundance of caution, then I would ask that the council table this matter, put it on the next agenda with the attachments, so the documentation can be provided to anyone that wants to see it either online or in person.
Make a motion to table cancellation of taxes?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Table.
Resolution authorizing an agreement for curbside collection of soft recycling between the town of West Warwick and Curbside Recycling LLC.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion? Cole, wanna come on up?
I just do want to note that the company that we would be recommending is Curbside Textile Recycling.
So does that mean we need to table that because it's an incorrect name?
Yes.
What does it say on his, yep. Curbside Textile Recycling LLC. So textile's missing, so we have to actually put this on the next agenda, Don, I apologize. Again, that wasn't a Granicus issue, that was an office issue. So if we can make sure we have the correct name on the next agenda.
Make a motion to, again, table the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution authorizing the purchase of a used ladder truck for the West Warwick Fire Department.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Chief? Exciting news.
So we have been without a ladder company since August 3rd, when our current ladder failed its annual inspection. We've been continually monitoring the used fire truck market, and we did come across one that is, it's 19 years old. It had been in service in Schaumburg, Illinois for 10 years. It was then used as a reserve ladder. For 8 years, it was sold to a company in Vermont. It was their intention to take all of the compartments off the truck, put a pump on it, and put a 3,000-gallon water tank on it, and convert it into a rural quint with 3,000, like normally a quint would have between 500 and 700 gallons of water. So this company makes very specialized apparatus. When they got the truck there, they realized that what they wanted to do wouldn't work, so they were looking to sell it. It is still in its been certified every year up until August of this year, when its ladder inspection expired. Its waterway inspection is still good for another 4 years. It's a 5-year certification. So the company is going to have it certified here and they're going to bring it and deliver it to us. So it has good bones, and what precipitated this last week in my weekly talk with the dealer who is working on our current ladder, that the manufacturer sent a defective frame portion to them. So they are anticipating another month before they get that in. And every time we try to do something, it just seems like it's 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks. It's been 3 months, and Warwick is down to 2 ladders. And on occasion, when one of their ladders goes down, they're down to 1 ladder in the city. Coventry just bought a new ladder. That's been in and out of service with electrical problems. East Greenwich does not have a ladder. So our whole area
If
is...
something happens, you need multiple, yeah.
Yeah. Last night, actually, we had a worker that was stuck in with a hydraulic failure in a bucket, and we had to call a Warwick ladder into town in order to get that individual down. And that took about a half an hour for that response, So, and the certification, yeah, and I mentioned that they are going to certify the truck before we take it, and any problems that come up during that certification, the dealer was going to pay for to have that corrected.
So we're going to have 2 ladder trucks once this one is fixed, correct?
Correct.
So we
We will have 2 and the thought is to use this as a special hazard. Our special hazards is a mid-90s truck with limited capacity space. So we'll be able to put more tools on the E1 ladder and run that as a special hazards, like a heavy rescue type vehicle in the future, once we get our Sutphen bucket truck back.
And we're talking 37,000, not to exceed $37,000.
not to exceed
Tell us
37,000.
what a new ladder truck would be.
So the quotes that I have right now are $1,065,000 for a truck that would be similar to that. That would be an E1 rear mount, straight stick.
And we, obviously, this one here, I know ours had frame issues and everything else.
Yep.
Has this all been inspected frame-wise?
So it has, I drove up with the chief mechanic, Terry, and we took the truck for a ride. We went underneath, we looked all over, and it's a 19-year-old truck, but it looks good.
37,000
good.
versus 1.1 million, big difference.
So, yeah, so, no, it does, it's,
Get a
Did you
few
say
years
it
on it.
has like an inspection life of 4 years, is that? Did you
so
say
it's so the waterway, so there are a couple of different levels of inspection that need to happen. So the aerial and all of our ground ladders get tested annually through a weight tested. You put a weight in a certain area and you can't get any deflection, there's limited. And then the waterway itself also has to be tested, but that's a 5-year test. You don't have to do it every year with the waterway. And that truck that we're buying does have a pre-piped waterway with a remote control.
How much is it gonna cost to fix the other truck? Do we know what's going on at this point?
All right, so the manufacturer is standing behind their product. We did put a frame in the vehicle 4 years ago, so they are paying for that frame to be fixed. In addition, what put it out of service originally was a structural crack in the bucket itself. So we had to buy a bucket, it was about $15,000. When I was at the dealer, they also came up with a few other ancillary things that needed to get done. They weren't happy with the springs that were on there, so they wanted those springs replaced. And so it's going to, all in all, cost us about $30,000 to get the sut fin fixed.
Then I'll be back on the road.
Then that will be back
Safe.
on the road, safe. Very important.
So, and I hate to prolong this.
Yep.
The agenda item says resolution authorizing the purchase of a used ladder truck for West Warwick Fire Department. Doesn't say what kind, doesn't say where from. Is that enough information, or does that need to be tabled?
I believe that's enough information based upon the presentation of the fire chief and also the fact that it's got the cost in it. It's got the cost.
It does not have the cost.
Not on the agenda.
On the agenda.
On the agenda.
It's in the attachment. And
No, it's gonna be tabled.
sorry.
Okay.
Make a motion to table the resolution to the next meeting?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Appointments, reappointments, appointment to the West Warwick Pension Board with a term to expire 11/18/2020. This first person has withdrawn his application.
Requested subsection A to be no action taken.
There's nobody on the agenda, so take no action taken.
Appointment to the West Warwick Pension Board with a term to expire 11/18/2021. Resolved that the town council hereby appoints the following individual to serve as a pension board member for the town of West Warwick with a term to expire 11/18/2021.
I'll move the name of Albert Hero.
A second?
Moving second. I know I've had some conversations with Al over the past few months, especially everything's been going on in the pension board. Puts in a lot of time and effort. He's doing the best he can with what he has. I know it's been a little stressful for him, but again, he's willing to stick around and fight it out. He is going, they will not be having a meeting this month because he is going in for surgery. But just, I would appoint Al Haru in a heartbeat.
I agree.
Any other comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Appointment to the West Warwick Pension Board with a term to expire 11/18/2021. Resolved that the town council hereby appoints the following individual to serve as a pension board member for the town of West Warwick.
Do you have a motion?
I'll make the motion for reappointment for Michelle Lombardi.
I'll second that.
I think the few meetings I went to, I think she asked a lot of questions, tried to start discussion. I think that was well worth it. Right now, that will be 4 members on the pension board out of a 7-member board, correct?
Yep.
And we need 4 for a quorum.
Correct.
So if one of the members is out,
Correct.
any one of them for whatever reason, that meeting cannot take place. I do have a question, though, regarding this, if I can ask it. If a meeting is scheduled, I can't ask it.
You got nothing on the agenda regarding if a meeting was canceled.
I just want to make a comment, you know,
If
Is it
a,
about, is it about the appointment?
yes.
if, go ahead.
So I do agree with what Councilman Lasciati is saying regarding, you know, having enough members to make a quorum. I just want to point out that she did miss 3 meetings, May 9th, she missed July 8th, September 9th. And I know they had to reschedule, and it, you know, made for issues.
Well, I can tell you right now, number 1 dropped out, and like you said, you need 4 for a quorum, and if she's not on that board, we only have 4 right now, so.
And things do come up, and
And
if that
personal
discussion
issues
is
do
had,
happen,
that's
yeah.
right.
so.
But if a person, one of these appointments,
The only thing that's before is the appointment of this particular candidate. That's it, nothing to
If she
do.
doesn't, if Michelle Lombardi does not show up, they do not have an agenda, they cannot
That-
have a quorum, how's that?
You can't discuss anything regarding a quorum, an agenda, or anything to dealing with the pension board. This is here for an appointment only. Approve or disapprove.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Upcoming appointments, Sewer Use Appeals Board, 1 alternate member with a term to expire 10/2021, 1 term to expire 10/2020, and a term to expire 10/2022. Board of Tenant Affairs, 1 term to expire 2/2021, public, 1 term to expire 11/2019, public. Recreation Board, 2 full members. Pension Board Committee, 1 term to expire 11/18/2020, 1 term to expire 11/18/2021, 3 terms to expire 11/18/2019. Juvenile Hearing Board, 2 terms to expire 12/2019. West Warwick Housing Authority, 1 term to expire 11/2019. Arctic Redevelopment Commission, 1 term to expire 10/1/2019. Board of Assessment and Review, 1 term to expire 3/2020. Public comment. Designated portion of the town council's open meetings for citizens to address comments to the town council relating to matters affecting the public business. Comments will only be addressed to the town council, will take them under advisement. When addressing the town council, please state your name and address. Please conduct yourself in an orderly and respectful fashion. The comments of citizens accessing this portion of our meeting are neither adopted nor endorsed by this body, but heard as requested. Members of the town council being the duly elected body as identified in Rhode Island General Law 42-46-23 have no obligation to respond to the public's comments.
Any public comment?
Can I ask a question with this?
Nope.
No.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Alan G. Palazzo, 5 Robin Lane, West Warwick. And at the last meeting, I was going to ask the question, and I wasn't afforded the opportunity because of what transpired. But I do have a question for the council president or any member of the council. Where do we stand with regard to the cash reserve fund for the town?
Actually, the town manager will probably have an update on the next agenda about that. Next agenda or December agenda?
Well, next agenda, we'll have the finance director's report. That can be on there as far as.
It'll be on the next agenda.
Okay, in accordance with Article 509, the 5%, I was just hoping we're close to it. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Hearing none.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Have a good night.